We're about to experience the full flow of the Rhone River.
Excited, but also a bit nervous. More than 300 kilometers will be against the current.
When you put it into reverse, it made a really weird sound. What was that? Civilization ahead! There's quite a few whirlpools which grab the bow of the boat.
Yeah, it can be a little more serious.
I'm Maya, and this is Aladino. In mid-November, we converted our 28-foot sailboat into a riverboat, and we started going north, from the Mediterranean all the way to the North Sea. In front of us, we had 2,000 kilometers, 200 locks, an upstream current, and the onset of winter. Join us as we navigate the inland waterways during off-season. This is North Through the Continent. We're going north through the continent.
First lock of this trip. I am excited, but also a bit nervous. We have done this trip before. We started in Basel, Switzerland, and went all the way down to here before doing 2 years of cruising in the Mediterranean. Now we're headed up north again, and the difference is that from here to Lyon, more than 300 kilometers will be against the current. So that's why I'm a bit nervous, because we'll have to see. I'm actually really curious on how the boat will push and how strong the current is.
As we waited for the gates of the lock to open and let us into the Rhone River, we looked around at our boat. Aladino had done all the finishing touches on our diesel heater. The mast was now horizontal on the deck, and we had made a cockpit enclosure out of a sail that we found in a dumpster.
Some of you might remember our view from the cockpit. Usually when you look forward, you see a mast standing vertically, and now when you look forward, you're looking underneath a tent. We are entering the river. We're about to experience the full flow of the Rhone River. Will we make it? Da, da, da. Will we be suddenly attacked by a ferocious flow coming against us, pushing us downwards? Will we lose control of the boat? Oh my goodness!
Feels funny, but not that strong now.
So far, we are going in the direction we want to be going in. We are not losing control of the boat. We might not be going quickly, but we're going. Magic carpet is pushing the Rhone River in front of her. Da da da!
Everything seemed calm and in control. We were making progress, and Magic Carpet seemed unfazed by the current. But this quiet, flat river certainly didn't used to look like this. The Rhone was once a raging torrent. Ancient barges, propelled by men, horses, or sail, would be decorated with large painted crosses to ward off the perils of the journey. Once the barges descended the tumultuous Rhone, the goods would be loaded onto log rafts to be brought the final stretch to the Mediterranean. Once there, the rafts were broken up. There was little hope of dragging them back upstream. Today, due to dams and dredging, the Rhone has been tamed, but even still, hints of its power remain, and we were now preparing to travel upstream at the onset of winter with our 21 horsepower engine. Needless to say, we were both excited and apprehensive, but so far, so good.
So we are now at kilometer 311, although we're going upriver, so the kilometers are actually diminishing. So far the day has been wonderful. Weather is fantastic, very cold, but I'm wearing many layers. And the current has been absolutely wonderful in that there's very little of it, which is great because I was expecting there to be a lot more, and I was expecting our progress to be a lot slower, but we're consistently making between 3.5 and 4 knots, which is really good for us.
Yeah, next town is Arles, and it's 40 kilometers away. 22 nautical miles. We hope we make it there, especially because we want to tie up, and I don't know of anywhere else to tie up.
So it's noon right now. Haven't seen any traffic yet, but now there's a barge coming downriver towards us, so it's our first sighting of another boat of the day. So we will wave a friendly hello and see if he waves back.
Oh, they're sitting. Yeah, now he waved. And they got their car.
Yeah, what an interesting job that would be.
This section of the Rhone is very wide, very flat, and very peaceful. Our previous fears of fighting against the current seem needless. We have only about 1 knot pushing against us. The riverbanks are gently unremarkable, covered in a few trees and vegetation. The water is the color of thick brown clay, and today it's so still that our shadow is sharply defined on its surface. There are very few other boats. This section of the Rhone is more for practicality than for pleasure. It connects the inland waterways of France with the Mediterranean, and that is its only purpose. Still, it is not without beauty. For mid-November, the trees are still surprisingly green, with only the first signs of yellow amidst their leaves. A few spirals of current dance in the water, reminding us that the river is still moving beneath its languid appearance. But despite a good start, our fears haven't completely dissipated. It's sunny, but the air is still biting cold, and I wonder how we'll fare as temperatures continue to drop and the rain, or even snow, begins. Ah well, we'll figure that all out as it comes. As the day wore on, we noticed that our speed was decreasing.
But the current did change just a little bit ago. Maya took over, and at the same RPM that we were going 4 knots before, now we're barely doing 2. It's changing, yeah, 1/8. So there's a lot more current here, but we're only about 6 nautical miles away. So even if we continue like this, 3 hours should do it, which is pretty much getting dark then, but I think we'll do it.
Suddenly, we heard a big thunk, followed by a strange metallic whirring sound from the engine. We instantly pulled back to neutral, and Aladino went to inspect the problem.
When you put it into reverse, it made a really weird sound. What was that?
Yeah, I thought maybe something was caught in a funny way on the prop and it released it.
Yeah, now the sound is gone.
Well, let's see as we close the lift because it got louder.
That's another thing that we now have to get used to. Our mast is down, and so our engine is our only means of propulsion. Should anything go seriously wrong with our engine, our first step would be to try and move with the current to a safe spot where we can put our anchor down and try to address the problem. But luckily for now, all seemed to be okay.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. To me it sounded more like something, because we have so many metal and aluminum parts stored. Something came loose, and like as the engine vibrates the boat, it did that noise.
Okay, yeah.
But then, yeah, why didn't we find it and why did it stop? Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But everything looks good. We still have a shaft, we have a prop, and we
we're
move.
still moving forward.
And we checked the basics.
Yeah. So the sun is coming down, the day is ending, and we are very close to Arles now.
Hopefully.
We are.
We are.
But we were just also thinking about the fact that since leaving Port Saint-Louis earlier today, there has been nowhere to tie up.
Unless you drop an anchor or try onto one of those signaling posts, which probably are not allowed. I
No,
mean,
you're
worst
not allowed
case,
to.
we said that's what we would do, worst case.
And it also goes to show that if the current had been any stronger than it is, I don't think we would have made this distance, and then we would have, yeah, really had to figure something out.
It is quite a challenge, and you can plan as much as you want, then you don't know the current at every place, so sometimes when it's 2 knots, you're just going 2 knots and it takes you 3 hours to make 6. But a sunny day like this is hard to beat now, so I think we did the best, and tomorrow we'll do the same. Get up early and get as far as possible.
Yeah. Civilization ahead! Look at it! Look at it!
My River guidebook says the town of Arles is a river port established by the Greeks in the 6th century BC, and that the Romans later connected it with the Mediterranean by cutting a channel linking the mouth of the Rhone with the Gulf du Fos, bypassing the unnavigable Rhone Delta. It's from this channel that we started our journey this morning.
The current is a bit stronger now as we're coming into town, and there's quite a few whirlpools which grab the bow of the boat and push us over to one side or the other. One right there. But it's not dangerous, it just means that we gotta be careful with our steering, and whenever the boat is grabbed, then we have to steer in the other direction. It's not overpowering, it's just slightly irritating and makes me feel like I'm a drunk driver or something because I can't go in a straight line. But all good. So that yellow diamond, oh, now it's behind our mast. The yellow diamond that's on the bridge there means that we should go between these 2 pillars of the bridge instead of over there or over there. So it just shows you the route you should take.
So the dock options are showing up here, but they're full so far. Yeah, let me open up Google Maps real quick because I don't know how many more options we have.
All right. Any options? What about that book, our canal book?
Well, it just says welcome to the town of Arles, and there is docking options. But there is 1, there is 2, and we'll see around the corner, but they're taken for the most part.
So we've only seen a really small space available on a little, kind of like a fisherman's dock. It looks like it just has a few local boats on it. But we're gonna try and take that spot because we don't really see anything else. And we're leaving really early tomorrow morning, so hopefully we don't annoy anyone. But yeah, there's not a lot of options here.
Yeah, and it's dark in like half an hour.
It's dark pretty soon, so we're just gonna take what we can get. The light is beautiful though. Oh wow, yeah, the current is really strong here.
Definitely less romantic than one might expect from cruising canals. This is a river and not a canal. And today was perfectly nice conditions, so actually yeah, it makes me a little bit worried about what if you don't find a spot, what if the current is stronger, what if it's with bad weather and rain and whatever. So yeah, it takes being prepared. And we certainly are, and we've done this twice, the way down.
You've done it twice.
I've done it twice. Yeah, it can be a little more serious.
Arles has been here for a long time, and it seems aware of its own history. Antique shops and worn cobblestones are its hallmarks, and just in case you aren't convinced of its antiquity, there's a Roman amphitheatre capable of seating 21,000 people, located at the confluence of several narrow streets. As we explored Arles, we felt ourselves settling into the rhythm of this journey. If every day was like today, sunny, decent progress, a charming town with ancient stories to tie up in for the night, then this journey would be more than just possible, it would be enjoyable. But of course, no 2 days are alike, and the next day, the Rhone presented us with a hint of her former wild ways. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in this journey and you'd like to follow along, please remember to hit the subscribe button and then hit that little notification bell next to it to get notified as soon as new episodes are posted. Leave us a thumbs up and a comment as well with what you thought. We read all of your comments and I really love reading those. And extra big thank you to our patrons for making these episodes possible. You really do more than just support the episodes. The patrons really are the reasons why these episodes exist and get published on YouTube every week. So huge thank you to them, and an extra thank you to these folks who really go the extra mile to make sure that these episodes from Sailing Magic Carpet keep being produced. We'll see you in the next episode.
On Lake Labarge, I saw floating by one big ugly barge.